All right. How are you, my people of the United Matters channel? Since yesterday live, you hadn't obviously gone ahead to hear from me, but I'm back like I never went ahead to leave because you guys are really my faves, and I have to obviously give you the best of the best that you guys really deserve. In as far as Man United news is really concerned, Ruben Amorim, to maintain his stance, he's not changing anything, and he's like, you better sack me and you show me the exit door if at all you think that changing things will obviously make United back to, or take United back to the glory days. Smash like button, guys. Let's subscribe because we want to hit 22,000 subscribers onto this channel. Now, yesterday, it's no longer news. Man United went ahead to lose to Man City by 3-0, you know, and every person is coming out to throw out tantrums at the manager and at the players and so on and so forth. But I'm also going to maintain my stance. I don't want to see this manager sacked, though I think as things are really looking like, it looks like it's the same story. It's the movie that we've already gone ahead to watch at Manchester United. You understand? Because this is how managers really thrown out. But for Ruben Amorim, it's really bad that he was given all that grace period, all honeymoon from November last year to May. And everyone was like, let him get in players that he wants. And he got in players. He got in the following players. Matas Cunha. He got in Bran Bomo. He got in Benjamin Sesko. And he got in Seni Lamins. And by the way, there is someone who posed the question yesterday that when you look at Man City, they brought in Ginalugi Donnarumma and they exposed off Ederson. And he was in between the stitches for the side of Man City yesterday. And for Manchester United, they brought in a new goalkeeper for 20 million euros and he was on the bench. And they're like, why do you dispose of a player like Andre Onana and you don't really start the goalkeeper that you've gone ahead to buy expensively? Yet, we all note it that that was a secondary problem, and that is the goalkeeping department. But from that, I want to let you know that the club of Manchester United needed a midfielder. And I warned you that if we don't get in a midfielder, guys, all won't obviously go on well. And we are still losing very many games because games of football are won and lost in the midfield. You understand? I said all this and more into what we call the live stream that I did yesterday after the game of Man United. But right now, let's obviously have some things that Ruben Amorim had to say about this game when it really came to an end. The question came in from a pundit and it read, when are you going to accept your system is not working here? You've only won 8 Premier League games. People find it easy to play against you. Amorim said, I won't change my philosophy. And if my philosophy is really the problem, then you change the man. He was like sending a message to the people who are looking like the manager is really on pressure and is obviously going to change his system. And he was like, no way, I'm not going to change my system. If you feel like the system is the problem, then go ahead and really change the manager. You understand? Go ahead and really change the manager. So that's exactly what we got from Ruben Amorim. And one of the things I've gone to love about him is that he is a man of his word. And he has gone ahead to maintain his stance that I'm not changing anything. I'm not obviously gonna be that person who doesn't really feel like my system is really working. He believes in that system and he thinks that it will take United back to the glory days, though he has only gone ahead to win 8 Premier League games, and that's the most shocking bit of it all. And in the history of managers of Manchester United, I think even David Moyes went ahead to obviously register better results in his worst season, because I think registered were they 60 points. If at all I'm not mistaken, 60 points in there for you. And that's what Ruben Amorim is really trying to obviously dodge. But on the other side, you obviously have to look through and ask, what is really happening at Manchester United? What is the problem at Manchester United? In a certain story, he said that there are problems at Manchester United that really happen that he cannot come out and really say. And I'm like, what can't you say? I know one of the problems hitting on is that he never wanted a player called Benjamin Sesko and he wanted Oli Watkins. And I'm like, he came in at this club and he knew to it that it's hard for United to sign a player who is beyond 26 years of age. Oli Watkins that he wanted went for Oli Watkins that he wanted went for Ollie Watkins went for how much? If I'm not mistaken, Ollie Watkins close to 30 years of age. He's making 30 in the December of this year. So that is Ollie Watkins for you. So if Ollie Watkins is obviously that old, then why would United go in for him? I think if he was scouting, would have gone here to go in for a better player. And this is why I go ahead and obviously credit the people at the club of Manchester United that these are mistakes that we've always gone ahead to be doing. We bring in players that the manager do want. We don't bring in players that fit the system that we want the club to play, such that even if the first manager really quits, the second one finds it easy to see to it that he really makes ends meet at the club of Manchester United. So that's exactly what is really happening at Manchester United. But Ruben Amorim is like, I'm not changing anything. And I like him because of that. And the system for me is not the problem, because we've had managers before who have gone ahead to play a system of back four, and the results haven't obviously gone ahead to surface at the club of Manchester United. So that means the system might not be the problem. But my problem with Ruben Amorim is that, one, playing Bruno in the double pivot. Two, not fielding Kobe Mainoo. Three, not being adjustable. That is my big problem with him. Why isn't he really adjustable? You understand? So that is Ruben Amorim for you, and that's exactly what is really happening at the club of Manchester United. And here, power has gone ahead to leave. So we are obviously continuing to record until this video comes to the best of the best there, because I've already told you that we obviously don't have power sometimes, and you people think that I'm like lying in there for you. So that is Ruben Amorim for you, and that's what he's obviously saying. Then he said, I did see one of my team not giving their maximum. The rest is with me. I'm emotional when I feel like we can do better in effort. Sometimes I'm emotional, sometimes I move on and go on to the next game. We can improve, but that's my fault. So the manager is like, it's his fault for the team to be performing like that. That's what the manager of Manchester United is obviously saying, that it's his fault. He's taking the responsibility on his shoulders. And I think he doesn't want to put his players into what we call an ocean of questions. But even the players have to be questioned, because you have to work hard as a team. I'm even still trying to research the amount of distance that Man City players really went ahead to run and the distance that was covered by the players of Manchester United. I've gone ahead to hear people being mistaken by the possession, and for the possession, I've always told you that, ask yourself, when Man City was really needing a goal and when they got a goal, who was leading in possession? First half, United was outpossessed by City, and City was having 1-0. Even before the second goal came in through, United was behind City when it came to possession. So don't hide yourself in possession. All what we want is to see that this team really goes ahead to really put in results in here. Then I'm having Amorim on playing Bruno in the midfield. He said, I understand how football is and the results dictate the narrative. Did you think we were better than Arsenal, against Arsenal? They had Odegaard, Rice and Zubimendi. I see it that way. I know that is hard for people. Then he added and said that the fans do not want to hear these things. I don't lie to myself. I see the record and I accept my decision that comes with that. Now, this is why I don't argue with the manager of Manchester United. The club of Manchester United found themselves in a position of really not having nothing to do. Arsenal was like, we've left the ball for you, So Arsenal got the lead, and after getting the lead, they left the ball for Manchester United. And you cannot obviously